humans and future AI overlords. I'm using Chrome and I'm at gemini.google.com. You can see here I'm using Gemini Advanced. I did get the subscription. So Gemini Advanced gives you access to Google's most capable AI model, the Ultra 1.0. There's a 2 months trial at no charge. So you get 2 months to try it out, which is really good because, as most people know, these tools are very new and they are having issues, you know? So anyway, but I do have to say, I'm a big fan of the chatbots. Of course, ChatGPT blew my mind. Microsoft Bing Chat / Copilot has lots of great capabilities. When Google Bard came out, had limitations, but I really liked it. One of the big benefits of the Google Bard, now the Google Gemini chatbot, is its ability to sync with Google Search. Now, all of these chatbots have limitations, and it's one of those things where it can really kind of ruin the experience when you get bad data, or you get a non-responsive app, or it's like, I can't do that, and it's just like, you know. But anyway, I'm still, you know, learning these tools, and I set up a subscription to leverage the Gemini Advanced, and I'm really exploring it and using it. So it's going to be 20 bucks a month, and so basically you get their 1.0 Ultra model. You know, you get better performance even during peak times. I didn't realize that you know, that some of these experiences were being downgraded, but I didn't notice it, so I didn't, you know, you don't know any better. And then it's got Gemini in Gmail, Docs, and more. So really kind of cool. Gemini Advanced is far more capable at reasoning, following instructions, coding, and creative inspiration. We can't wait to see what you create. And it is really a very simple process to upgrade when you're in at the Gemini tool. In addition, because it's part of the Google One AI Premium plan, you get 2 terabytes of storage, which is great. I was already paying for Google One, and I was getting like 100 gigs of storage, which was not enough. But the 2 terabytes is fantastic. So you know, the advantages are you get the Gemini in the Google Workspace tools, and you get the 2 terabytes of free storage too, which is great. And the super enhanced Gemini Advanced 1.0 Ultra model. And I'm very excited about that. One of the things I've really been interested in doing is I wanted to learn more. This came out recently, was the Gemini for Google Workspace. So it requires the Google One AI Premium plan. I was trying some of these features through the Google Workspace Labs. You know, the Help Me Write feature in Gmail was something I was using in advance of this that I thought was really cool. And then one of the things that's really interesting, it says, when using Gemini in Gmail, Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Meet features through Google One AI Premium, there's usage limits. So let's open that up and take a look. So usage limits in Gemini for Google Workspace. So you use your Gemini in Gmail, Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Meet is subject to a monthly usage limit. You can use these features 500 times per month. This is kind of freaking me out. I did not realize. This is like the caps on, you know, your phone calls. I mean, this is like, wait, what? Your caps on data usage for your internet. Like, this is not cool. The usage limit can't be shared with other people, and it doesn't roll over to the next month. So your limit resets on the first day of each month. Well, tomorrow's the 1st, so that's cool. I guess I get 500, you know, starting tomorrow. But I did not know that there was a 500 limit. That kind of upsets me, to be honest. So how does my use of Gemini, Gmail, Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Meet affect my monthly limit? So there are 2 types of actions that count against your limit. You ask Gemini to do work for you. This happens when you use features like Help Me Write, which I use often, Help Me Visualize, or create a redraft of content in Google Workspace apps. You accept a suggestion from Gemini. When Gemini detects an opportunity to help you get work done, it makes suggestions that you can choose to accept or ignore. Suggestions that you ignore don't affect your usage limit, but when you accept a suggestion, it counts towards your usage limit. Okay, what happens when I reach my monthly limit? You're warned when you approach your limit. After you reach your limit, Gemini stops accepting your prompts, stops making proactive suggestions. That is a bummer. I mean, that is a real bummer. I am not happy about that. That's something that I think really should have been made really clear up front. I'm glad that this is in the mode where we're just getting started, but I was really surprised about that. So there's a link about how Gemini protects your data, and these are a lot of their privacy things that they've had in place even prior to the Google One AI Premium plan. But yes, they definitely protect your privacy. So in here, this is where we can learn about current Gemini features. So in Google Docs, you've got the Help Me Write feature where it can suggest text based on prompts. Let's see, let's take a look, see what this looks like here. So, So in Google Docs, you can use the Help Me Write prompt to suggest text using artificial intelligence. Write new text, for example, you can ask Google Docs to draft a letter or a social media caption, rewrite existing text. You can rephrase text or make it more formal, more concise, or more detailed. Before you use Gemini, Gemini features don't represent Google's views. So these are all those, legalese around, don't rely on Gemini features as medical, legal, financial, professional advice. Gemini features may suggest inaccurate or inappropriate information or feedback that makes Gemini more helpful and safe. Enterprise end users can submit feedback about their experiences. So that's great. So you can use it to draft, to write song lyrics. All the creation stuff that we do in the chatbots, it looks like you can do directly in the tool. And it's almost like, well, why would I do it inside the app if I've got this 500 count limit? I mean, I'm just, wow, that's really sticking with me. Use proofread. Check spelling and grammar or stylistic. So check your spelling and grammar in Google Docs. So this is, so it's got some options here. I mean, that's already kind of available. So that's in Google Docs. Sounds pretty basic, to be honest. In Gmail, this is the draft your email, the Help Me Write feature, which I've been using even prior to the subscription. So I don't know if that was going to disappear, from being available without a subscription. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. The first time I used it was in this email actually to YouTube about wanting to meet up. I thought I got in trouble for one of my YouTube videos, but it wasn't that at all. But anyway, so yeah, creating a cover letter, birthday, so just creating content based on a prompt. I mean, that's all pretty basic. In Google Meet, so create a background image. So let's you create background images based on prompts. I mean, that's cool. Having custom background images for your for your meeting. Look and sound your best, improve Google Meet video quality. Interesting. So it looks like there are some capabilities there. And then in Google Slides, you can use AI for your presentation to create images and other tasks. You can use the Create Image with Gemini button to enter a prompt. For example, create an image of a picnic or an abstract painting. So let's just click here and look at this. So this is on Google Slides, you can use Create Image with Gemini, and creating image prompts. Likely you've done that before in chatbots and stuff like that. So and then we've got all the kind of legalese about it. But you've got the use AI to create an image on your computer. Open a presentation in Google Slides, click Insert Image, and then Create Image with Gemini. And then in a panel on the right, enter your prompt. And they've got some prompt examples here, and then you can click Add a Style, Create, we'll give that a shot, but that's cool. And then in Google Sheets, so you can use artificial intelligence to organize and automate manual text processing tasks. So use Help Me Organize to draft a trip plan or task tracker, learn how to create tables based on prompts. So let's see here. So we've got the help me organize. Use AI to organize and track your data sheets on your computer. Open a new spreadsheet or tab in Google Sheets. Click the help me organize sidebar will automatically open. And then enter a prompt. Plan a hiking trip in Iceland. You know, so put in your prompts there. Click create, and then it'll generate a table. Interesting. That's cool. I mean, this all seems really pretty basic. And then learn how to use enhanced smart fill. So enhanced smart fill. So article is referring to feature available to users and work accounts through Gemini or Gemini Business add-on. So this looks like this feature is also available through our early access testing program, Google Workspace Labs. So use AI to fill out your sheets. And of course, they've got the limitations, you know, about content that may not be appropriate or accurate. So basically, you're entering in, you can see smart fill suggestions in 2 ways. Once you make an edit, live suggestions, you know, or when you accept suggestions, yeah, you get that 500 limitation for every time I accept a suggestion. Like, I could just see going through those in days. That just doesn't seem right, to be honest. There's not that kind of limitation in the Microsoft 365 platform with Copilot. So right now, this is a strike against this platform right now. So this is a bummer. Let's go back here to, so this is get the most out of Gemini and Gmail Docs and more. Basic best practices. So it looks like there's a Gemini cheat sheet, productivity guides by job role, tips for writing prompts, more resources. Oh, this is cool. So Gemini cheat sheet, let's take a look. So write something new, it's just to help me write, you know, create content, you know, rewrite something, help me write, summarize or shorten, you know, draft an email, organize with Gemini and Google Sheets. So so click insert, help me organize, open the Gemini sidebar, and then enter your prompt to create content. So creating images and slides in Google Slides. So it's create image. So it's, you know, so Google Slides is about creating images. This is really, I mean, as I'm reading this for the first time, I'm really finding this to be really pretty limited. So tips to write prompts for Gemini, you know, use natural language, be concise and clear, provide context, use specific and relevant keywords, break down complex tasks in separate prompts. And that's definitely something I've noticed is that, you know, when you're playing with chatbots and you're prompting and stuff like that, you know, you're kind of, at least for me, it was kind of going from Google searching to prompting is different because you're not just searching for things, you're actually, you know, you can be searching and asking and learning, but a lot of times now you're doing more than that. You're searching and creating and generating, you know, and building and stuff like that. So you're going away from just being a content consumer to a content creator, and it's, you know, in partnership with the AI. But anyway, so we've got the limitations here about the views and all that kind of stuff. So here, it's got some examples of, you know, getting the best results. So, you know, taking simple words, you know, and expanding out the context of it. You know, being clear and concise, but giving some context so that it's clear to the AI what you're really asking for. And that is definitely something that you just kind of pick up over time. And I've noticed that my thought process behind what I ask in prompts is changing because I need to be more specific. I need to provide context. So what was once a lot of, like, you know, kind of key search terms that I used in Google search, you know, and things like that are now becoming a little bit more detail oriented, a little bit more context oriented. You know, and then, you know, you get into those situations where, you know, it can't do the prompt, so you got to break it down into pieces and stuff like that. You know, I remember, you know, I wanted, you know, like, Gemini to go build basically a spreadsheet of a lot of the most recent entertainment awards, and kind of create columns for all of them, and aggregate kind of best film. And it's like, I can't do that, but basically I took it through it step by step and said, okay, go identify all these entertainment programs, create a column to identify the best film for each of them in a table, and it went and did it. And then I said, okay, now go add, so it created it for 2022 and each kind of entertainment program with rows for those, and then a year for 2022. Then I said, well, go add 2021, and then it went and added it, and go add 2020 to it. And so it just added, and then I could say, oh, go add a row to it that had this other award program that maybe wasn't in the list, and it went through and added it as well. So it's one of those things, like sometimes the complexity of what you're asking it to do, you have to work with a co-pilot to kind of build it up. Now, it really is very, it's one of those things where it just kind of, I guess, depends on the training and the intelligence of the tool and where it's evolving. Because I've done stuff like where I've asked it to create tables of shows and series, and there's a show I really enjoy called Taskmaster, where I asked it to go out and create a table of episodes for a Taskmaster season, and then I said, okay, add the winner of each of those days in that series, and then I said, oh yeah, and then go add the points that each person got each day in that series. So it was kind of amazing where it was so fluid that you could have this kind of simple conversation, and then working with the tool begin to ask it to build out your table and stuff like that. So I feel like that's what we're kind of doing here. We're going from these very simple to more contextual content, and it may require some iterative kind of work. And some of that's maybe on me as a human trying to give enough context. Also, I think sometimes it could be on the AI capabilities and stuff like that as well. So let's see, I'm going to go to, this is the cheat sheet. So yeah, so we kind of already kind of looked at this, which is great, but this is, I think, is fantastic. So there's related resources, around, we've kind of, you can tell that we've kind of looked at some of this stuff already. Draft emails in Gemini. So this is, that whole issue of opening it up, clicking help me write, putting your prompt in there, clicking create, making, changes based on what content it creates in here, and then clicking insert. If you like it, you've got the option to recreate and refine it to make it, shorter, more professional, more, but anyway, it's got a lot of, pretty cool options, but that's something that helped me write. I've been using Help Me Write for a while now, and it's great. I love it to kind of get off the ground, with the emails, or respond to an email a lot more easily using that tool. It's fantastic. Let's see, create background images in the Google Meet tool. So let's look here at that. So create background images. So basically you're in Google Meet, and you're going to generate a background. So it looks like, okay, you put in your prompt, and then you pick a style, and then you pick your background. I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's, it's not, I mean, I was going to say it's not rocket science. It's AI science, which is cool, but there's clearly, I mean, a lot going in there. I don't mean to denigrate it. But anyway, this, so Google, Gemini for Google Workspace, it's part of the Google One AI Premium plan. This is just an introduction to it, talking about it. I'm going to actually do another video where I actually use it, and I'll capture that. But now I've got some background on what I can do with it. What I should do is use up those 500 prompts today, since the clock changes over tomorrow. Anyway, I'm excited about this. I'm hoping that these caps grow, because I could see hitting this cap very quickly, particularly if I use this a lot. If it is something, it's one of those things like when you started using ChatGPT and you would get hit in the face with that training data date, where that training data date was so old that the content in the tool just wasn't relevant anymore, or was just too far out of date for what you're looking for. This, is a limitation in here, and that's the thing I think we've got to, we all have to kind of understand about these new AI tools, is that there are all kinds of risks and limits and stuff like that, and you see that when you're looking at the content here. It's always kind of telling you before you use Gemini, suggestions don't represent Google's views, don't rely on it for certain types of advice, inaccurate, inappropriate information. So, I mean, it's like, we still have to live in this, I feel like, hyper vigilant world where when using AI, we have to be even more aware of what we're getting, and that it kind of defeats the purpose if you can't trust it, to be honest. And you hear all these stories of people filling lawyers using it and it creates content in their legal briefs that is completely untrue and was generated but not accurate. Anyway, and so I definitely don't want it to do that kind of thing. So I think starting with it, from a personal perspective, I want to use it to do some very simple tasks. I want to use it where I can validate those simple tasks, and then build on it to do some more complex things. But anyway, I am excited to explore it. I do think you get 2 months free to try it. I recommend it. I think it's worth your time to go try it out. It's going to get better. It's going to improve. So maybe wait a little bit before it gets better. I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. I will do a follow-up video where I actually use the tool so you can see it. But this is just an introduction where I just wanted to kind of find out what can this do, what's possible, and the big awakening of the 500 prompt limit is kind of crazy. So basically, it's going to make me want to do prompts inside the Gemini chatbot and then just paste them into the tool and not even do them in app, which is just not the point. But anyway, we'll see here. Thank you for joining me today. Sorry for the rant. A little bit more negative than I thought it was going to be, but I was just really surprised. So, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe it won't be so bad, but oh man, I definitely doubt it. It's either one of those things, I'll hit that wall a couple of times and I'll be like, nope, I'm going to go to the place where I don't get hit with the limit, But anyway, we'll see you in the next video.